Hi Stampin' Friends! Tonight we're going to use the Easter Friends stamp set. It does not come with dies, so that makes it a little bit more difficult to get it just like you want it. But this is a really cute set, and I hope that you'll enjoy seeing some ideas with it. It has a rather large Happy Easter sentiment, and then a My Friend sentiment. It has some grass that you can use for making it look more realistic, making your scene look more realistic. And it has two nice sentiments. One is sending warm and happy wishes this spring, and the other is may your days blossom with joy and happiness. So I think you'll enjoy watching this little set. The first thing I want to show you is something that I made with a frame that I got from Hobby Lobby, and I wanted to use a variety of colors. So I used Pool Party as my base, and I popped these little guys up on dimensionals, and I used the Happy Easter, and then I think you can see there that I used the Pool Party ribbon. And I kind of went back and forth deciding between the Pool Party and then using the Fresh Freesia ribbon. So it was difficult to decide. So this one, I stamped it on Whisper White, each one with the Early Espresso brown ink. And then I colored them in with blends. But one thing I wanted to show you is that if you stamp on the color that the color that you want it to be, like this one I stamped on So Saffron, and the bunny I stamped on the Crumb Cake. And then I colored him with the little chalk white marker. So that was kind of a fun and different way to do this one. Whereas this one I colored and left the little eye patch uncolored. So I think it kind of turns out the same way. Now you don't have to color the feet. I like the little white feet on bunnies sometimes, so that's why I did that. So let's get started with a couple other ideas that I had with this set. All right. So the first thing I wanted to show you was just kind of a fun fold that is very similar. You do it very similar to the way that you do a bridge card, but you fold it differently. So this card is 8 inches long by 4 1/4 inches wide. You can barely see that, sorry about that. And then I scored it at 1 1/4, 2 1/2, 5 1/2, and 6 3/4. And then I folded these in. So then the next thing I wanted to show you is just using this as a way to attach it so that when it pops up, it almost makes a little theater. Makes kind of, we could just call it the theater card, because it makes the setting kind of a little rounded kind of area. Okay, so that's how that works. And so I'm just going to go ahead and show you putting together this card. I think that this is one that I may end up using for some classes because it is very springy and sweet. Okay, let me grab, oh, this is not good. I can see red on this adhesive. Let's see here. Oh, good. I have another one back here. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is put some, this is the, I don't know if you guys remember this, this is the paper from the big catalog from back a while back. And gosh, and of course it slipped my mind what paper it's called, but hand pinned, that's what it is, hand pinned petals or something like that. Okay, so I'm putting that on here. These are of course 1 1/4 inches wide. So I am just putting the 1 inch wide by 4 inch piece of paper on it. I could have used, I suppose, either side, but I wanted the pink on this one. I feel like I got it a little bit too close to the outer portion, so I'm going to go one more time and try again. There we go. Just burnish that with my hand there. Okay, and then the same thing on the other side. And I just want to get it where it's got plenty of adhesive on it. And put this one here. A little scooch to the inside. So there we go. Then this piece
let me tell you the size of it. It is 2 3/4 by, of course, 4. I'm going to put that in the middle. You could also use this side, except I used the pink here, so you may want to use the floral side here. That's what I kind of imagined. Okay, so now I'm just centering this. Oops. A little scoochy scooch. All right, so now we have that. I just try to decide if I think I have an up or a down, you know, if I think one side is the top versus the bottom. Then I'm just going to go ahead and use my tear tape because I want it to be really sturdy here. I don't want it to fall off at some point. So I'm just going to put that right across where I think I want that to be, right there. And then about the same, you can use your grid paper to line it up on this side and then the same on this side so that you don't worry that you're going to have it not be straight or something, so that way you can get pretty close to how straight you need it to be. And then I'm definitely going to use my grid paper when I go to put on the piece that's going to adhere it together. So line it straight here and then put it at the same point on each side. You can see these little grid squares on each side there. So I'm just burnishing that down. You could use a bone folder to do that as well. So then now you can see how it just kind of pops up and into the picture like this. So at this point, it doesn't really matter how you finish up the card. You could put my friend, or you could put Happy Easter up here and the my friend down here. Let's see, I think I did my Happy Easter in maybe a wrong color, but imagine putting the Happy Easter up here, the my friend perhaps on this, on our little, the front of our little stage, and then just place these guys wherever it seems like it makes sense. So now you would want to, this is the full 5.5 inches wide, so you don't want anything hanging outside the area. But you could put your little duck here, you know, you want to be sure. Now see this, what's funny is though, you can have the duck going off on the inside because it just goes in the card flat like this. What's interesting is the coloring for this is very minimal. All I had to do, I put some white wherever I wanted on my bunny. And then all I did here was color my duck and chicken feet and beaks with just the light pumpkin pie. Let's see if I can make that where you can see a little better. And this is just so easy. I can't even tell you. You can see there where what I colored. But the cutting is something that you have to deal with. But I think it is totally worth it to get these little guys looking cutesy. So there is my first idea. I would probably go ahead and put a few of our bling on here, maybe some of the ones even from the Waves of the Ocean could look really pretty. Some of the aqua ones from that, or the green. And then I would probably go ahead and either put, well, probably not purple, but probably make a pool party organza ribbon bow for this card. Maybe just put it on there. Maybe under the Happy Easter, or so yeah, you probably wouldn't want to put it on the my friend. You don't want to add any more weight to that. Let's see. Okay, so you could put it here, you could put it, you know, lots of different choices. So I think I might like it best up here. I would trim my little tails, of course. Okay, so I think we're finished with this particular one. And the next thing I want to do is just show you stamping this real quick. I'm going to use my smoky slate. And here's my little bunny. I've got her on the one of the biggest clear blocks. right. And just give it time. There we are. So this time I stamped her in gray. So after I did this, I decided that I wanted to cut it out. So I used a circle and just cut out her little face. And then I was playing with, I don't know if you guys remember, this is the same paper that I used on this other card. It's just one of the different colorways. But the peach paper from the summer, I got it out and I used some of the blue things from it. And I thought that this looked nice with it, kind of like that. So I kind of layered them. Let me turn it around where you can see. I layered them on the gray like this to kind of bring the gray together. And then I got a piece of balmy blue and cut a scalloped circle for the back. So that's how I kind of imagined this one, because I wanted to show you that it is still really cute even if you don't cut it out. You don't always have to cut out or make, you know, every single one of these into an actual, like a hard chore. It doesn't need to be difficult. Okay, but then I did want to show you with my, oh, I've got to reach it, with my balmy blue. I think I'm going to try my light balmy blue. I'm leaning towards here. I have these marked with masking tape because they are my older colors of them. Then let's see here. How to find my ribbon. Okay, there we are. And I'm just going to get this white ribbon out again, because again, we have a lot of great colors of ribbon, but we don't have all of the great colors of ribbon. So I'm going to just use this to color some that I can use. I think I might better go dark. It's kind of light. To make it match this pretty paper. All right, I think that is enough. Well, maybe I'd like to put some across. I think I'm going to go ahead and do just a little bit more. And that way I can put some all the way across this paper here. Okay, that should be plenty. So I'm just going to go ahead and imagine that and cut it with plenty of room to stick it down on the back. And then just make my little bow, make a loop, loop around, and go back through. So now I'm just playing with it to get it just like I want it. Okay, trim here, trim there. Now, there are so many choices of where to put this bow. Oh, I didn't get it quite short enough on this side. 1 second. I think it looks really cute when you put it on her, on the side of her little head. Make it look like it's like she's been to the vet and gotten a dog's embellishment bow. But you could also put it across the bottom here. And then, or you could put the Happy Easter over the ribbon, which I think this might be the way I'd go right here, with the Happy Easter and the ribbon and the bow. So this may need a little bit more, in my opinion, embellishing than the other, because it's a little bit plain on the top. So I would probably, I don't know if you guys remember these Rhinestone Waves Basic Jewels, the Waves of the Ocean Suite. Now these are only available for a limited time, so you want to get them while it's still part of that promotion. But this has kind of a bright green, and I think that that might kind of bring together, we're using just green and blue and white and gray, so I think that the green would look really good on this. Use a variety of greens. I think that could be really sweet. Oops, I didn't get it. There we are. It's being wild and silly. There we go. Okay, So I think that is how I would put that together. And then when I made, one thing I wanted to suggest also is when you do any kind of stamping, but I just want to encourage you to go ahead when you're stamping and stamp more than one so that you can kind of play with it. You know, I used a different color here on the bunny as I was coloring, try to decide what I was gonna, you know, what exact colors I wanted to use. And then one thing, whenever there's a bit of space here that's not, that you can't get to cut, but you want to just color it the same color as whatever is behind your item. So like this, between the little chicken's legs, I just colored that with the fresh freesia, and then you can see that it blends it away. You don't, to me, it's better than white because I don't know, let me see if you can see it that way, but I see that white a lot. Whereas when I use a color in between, you just don't notice it. It kind of fades better. That's what I was trying to say. It fades better. So that is another tip that I have, is go ahead and stamp more times than you think you absolutely need to for this. So that is all I have for you tonight, just a couple of ideas, but there are so many cute things that you can do with this, and I want to try something with some sort of little, like an Easter tree, and maybe I'll add that and show it on my blog when I get this completely finished. I appreciate you all watching, and I hope you have a great weekend. Bye-bye!